Welcome back to Completing Football Manager 2024. My name is Anders, and this is Uruguay, where we are about to become the manager of Club Atlético Peñarol. And before we do that, though, I've got a request that you need to subscribe to the channel, particularly if you're enjoying this series, or if you've just stumbled across this video. There are loads of videos in this series that you need to watch. We are actually on nation number 24, so there are 23 other nations which we have completed already, which you need to check out by going onto the playlist. Obviously, like this video whilst you're watching it, share it around with all your friends, shout about it, do all wonderful things, because we're about to manage Club Atlético Peñarol in Uruguay. So we'll start negotiations. Yes, okay, fine, wonderful, let's go. Let's become the new manager and see what the task is. Now, Peñarol have got a good track record. They won the overall league table, so they finished top, but they didn't win the league title last season, but they are one of the better sides in the nation, probably the best side in the nation, but we'll have a look. Their media prediction is first. Great youth facilities, really good training facilities, good reputation, insecure finances, but we'll care. Ooh, sorry, I've just seen the bank balance is minus 9 million. That's and the wage. We've currently got a wage of 450k a week, but the wage budget is only 318. That's going to be fun. Before we get into that, Ishmael Martinez is our current key player. He is a right winger, obviously Uruguayan 24-year-old. Diego Noble, right back. He's actually in fact, he's 17. He looks pretty good for 17. We'll have a look around the rest of the squad. Ooh, there's not very many players. How are we that far over wage budget with that few players? Look. Okay, there's a few players here earning ridiculous money. Okay, right. Leandro Alves, centre-back. Couple of good wingers. A couple of really good goalkeepers by the look of things as well. I think we're probably going to... Okay, there's another striker there. We're probably going to have to play with wingers. We've not got that many. Maybe a 4-2-4, maybe a 4-3-3. We'll figure out the formation. The structure in Uruguay will cover as well quickly. So if you look at last season, there's an opening stage where you play every team once. Done a bit of research, so stick with me. And then after the opening stage, basically teams who finish in the odd places and the teams who finish in even places go into groups for the intermediate stage, which is the intermedio, obviously, which is 2 groups where you play each team in your group once for a further 7 games. The winners of those 2 groups go through into a final here, and then you go into the closing stage. And then I believe if you've won the closing stage and the opening stage, you go into you go into the playoff, and then the winner of the playoff faces the team that is top in the overall table. I think, and that whoever wins that is the champion. I think that's how it works. Basically, if you look at Peñarol's schedule from last season, they lost to Defensa Sporting lots of times. So they drew in the closing stage game, then lost the playoff to them on penalties, then lost the Champions playoff. So Defensa Sporting won all of those. But they did beat them in the Cup semi-final. So there's a Copa Uruguay as well, which is another competition completely separate from the league. But the league's split into 3, which means we'll do 3 videos. 3 parts of the video, rather. Opening stage, intermediate stage, closing stage. That's what we're going to do. So we'll come back in the equivalent of mid-May, and then in July before the opening stage, before the closing stage. Obviously, we'll come back as well before the season starts, because we've got a little while, like 3 weeks 2 weeks until the league starts. See if we can make any transfers. See if we can fill out this squad a little bit more, because it's quite small so far. And see what our chances are of winning the league in Uruguay with Peñarol, and then we're going to be off to Asia after we've done here. Let's go and navigate the next 2 weeks of pre-season and see how we get on. Obviously, it's January. We left in December, so it's been a quick turnaround now from leaving Chile. Obviously, before Chile, we lost 18 months. And I think my manager now is 80-something, so let's quickly look at my manager profile. Yes, he's 81. Wonderful. Going to be 82 this season. Right, let's play. Okay, this is going to be tough with Peñarol. We need basically to win this season, because if we don't, the financial situation is going to kill us. We've got minus 10 million in the bank. We're losing a lot each month. Our wage budget is a long way away. We are 130 grand a week over our wage budget. Running at a deficit. We've got no transfer budget, obviously. Why would we? And I've had a look as well. So the transfer history, they haven't signed a player since July 2069. It's now January 2071. So that's going to be tough. And we haven't got any money to actually sign players. We need some defensive midfielders, but we can't sign any because anyone who's any good just wants money, and we haven't got any money. So we have filled out the squad with some younger players from the reserves and the youth teams. So you've got a bigger squad, but yeah, there's no way we'll be able to afford to renew any of these players who are on ridiculous wages. So anyone basically whose contract ends in 2071 will be going likely. So this guy is probably gone in June. Nestor Lopez. I mean, he's 35, so he might be retiring anyway soon. So in fact, yeah, he plans to retire at the end of the season. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, we are the best side in the league, so we've got that going in our favour. If we look at the season preview, we are expected to win. But it's a strange system, so if any slip-ups mean we don't actually win it, we are going to be screwed, because if we try and stay beyond the end of this year, we haven't got any money to do anything. We're going to have to, basically, if I was staying here long term, I'd have to sell everyone to balance the books and start from fresh, and probably end up getting sacked because the board expect victory, because why wouldn't they? Okay. Good luck. We'll play the first half of the season, be back after the opening stage is done, and see how we've got on. Oh dear, this is going to be a fun ride. Okay, I'm going to book from tradition and not show you the goals from the opening game because it wasn't as good as this one. We won this game here against Phoenix 6-1. And we didn't start scoring until just before half-time. And they equalised into the second half. And it was 1-1 after 63 minutes. Which, when you say the final score was 6-1, suggests that maybe we turned things on a little bit in the second half. Martinez here, obviously you don't know any of the players yet, but he scored. That's 2. And that was 65 minutes. And from there, we literally just scored every opportunity we had, including this one, Martinez, whipping it in. Wild deflection. Sorry, the noise I made there was the only noise that can describe the ball across the box. Penalty from Luz made it 4, I believe, and then in the 91st, 92nd minute, header at the back post. But I don't think we were done there. No, we were not. Another corner, another header. 6-1 in the end. 6 different goal scorers as well, I believe, which is ridiculous. And Phoenix are actually a good side. So that shows you what has happened. Basically, a couple of games early in the season we drew. A couple of games late in the stage we also drew. Everyone else we won. So we actually were unbeaten in league competition. The only game we've lost so far in Uruguay was away at Boca Juniors in the Libertadores, which we lost 2-0, which we'll get to in a second. But the opening stage, without losing, we didn't even win. So that's fun. As mentioned, we need to win this season because we ain't going to survive with all the financial situation going on. Penarol finished second, so brilliant. 11 wins, 4 draws, no defeats, and we still didn't win the opening stage. Hopefully, Plaza Colonia fail and fall off in the second half of the season, because they shouldn't be up here. They're not as good as us. They've got poor facilities, and nowhere near... I mean, they're in debt as well. Everyone seems to be in debt in Uruguay, but not as bad as we are. We're 2 million in debt because we had a bank loan of 12 million. And then the board have injected separate £1 million at various points throughout the season as well. So I think we've had an injection of about 14.5, 15 million, and we're still 2.5 in the red. We turned it around that point there, and then it faded off again. It's going to keep fading off. How on earth they had money here? I'm guessing they didn't have the ridiculous wage situation that we currently find ourselves having. We aren't able to extend any contracts. We aren't able to sign any players. It's just going to be a struggle. Generally, though, the players we've got have been really good. Rodriguez has got 10, Luz has got... Rodriguez has got 12, Luz has got 10, Alvarez has got 6. Best performers being Rodriguez, and then Ishmael Martinez, I think we mentioned in the first half, was technically our star player from the right wing. But generally, we've been playing well. The Libertadores group, we finished second to Boca, lost to Boca, and drew with them, and then also drew with Alianza from Peru, our old rivals there, but we won the other 3 games. Beat Olympia twice. That puts us into the next round, which I don't believe has been... No, it has been drawn. We've got River Plate. Not the River Plate from Uruguay, the actual River Plate here from Argentina, who we will be facing in the first knockout round. At the end of July. We've now got the Intermedio group, which is these guys here. So everyone who finished 2nd, 4th, 6th, etc. in the opening stage going to this group. We'll face them. Hopefully we'll get out of that and win the group and win the Intermedio, which will give us a few more points on the overall table. So obviously all these 7 games here plus the 30 games here, the 15 games here and the 15 games in the second half will feed into this table. And I'm confident we'll win this, but I'm pretty sure we'll manage to cock up the closing stage and finish second in that as well. But hopefully it's not to the same side, so we get through to the final qualifying playoff, champions playoff, whatever it's called. Because if we win that and we are champions of Uruguay, we are gone and getting out of here as quickly as we can. But that's about all there is to tell you, really. On the pitch, going well. Not perfect, but going well. Off the pitch, less so. Also, to mention... No, that's the wrong button. My contract expires in 6 weeks. 7 weeks, whatever it is. So hopefully they offer me a new contract. Otherwise, we won't actually see the end of the season. And bizarrely, they're unhappy with me for not winning, not being in. Okay, they're now satisfied. Before that said, they were not. They were dissatisfied because we were only to finish in the top half, despite being second. But never mind. Supporters aren't massively chuffed either. They want us to win, and they're disappointed that we're only on track to finish in top half. No, we're second. We are on track to win. Don't worry. Right. We'll do the intermediate phase now. Come back after that, and well, let's start. I'll say transfers, but we won't do any transfers. So, well, there we go. Right. Let's play these next 7 or 8 games and see where we are going into the closing stage. Okay then, the Torneo Intermedio has gone quite well actually. 1 draw, 1 loss out of the 7 games. We won our group quite comfortably in the end. Our group was definitely the stronger one. Plaza Colonia, River Plate and Defensa Sporting all only ending on 12 points. 3-way tie at the top, but Colonia got the nod for the first place position. We got 16, Phoenix got 14, Nacional got 13, Deportivo Maldonado got 12. So of the 4 teams at the top of our group, we were as good, if not better, than the top 3 teams in the opposite group. A quite comfortable run to the final, and then in the final, we just beat Plaza Colonia. I keep wanting to call them Pizza Colonia. 3-2. Nicolas Rodriguez getting a brace to start things off in the first half. They did pull 1 back, made it level, and then we got a late winner. So we'll see here. Ball over the top. Rodriguez just takes the nice clearance on the chin from the defender, collects it, shoots, scores to take the goal and the lead early on. And then another long ball over the top. We're playing proper mid-90s league, non-league football style ball over the top. Rodriguez getting the second goal there. Easy striker finish. There's another Rodriguez there involved, and that's on the opposite side. But they ball across the box, and Luna got the first consolation goal, and then they equalised here just before half-time, which gave us a bit of a nervy second half. Obviously, this is the side that won the opening stage, so at this point, if we lost this game, I believe we would be still behind them in the overall table. But header at the back post from Ishmael Martinez with a great header, gave us the victory. 3-2 in the final. In fact, no, I don't think... No, the final didn't actually count for the overall table, so we are still behind them anyway. That's fine. But no, what have they played? No, they've played some games in the closing stage. They've already played 2 games in the closing stage and won them both. So the overall table, I was very confused there. No, the overall table is we're 53-50 after 22 games. We're about the only side that hasn't played any games in the closing stage yet because of continental football and being in the Libertadores. I know there's three of us. There's Maldonado, Rennes. Neither of those teams are in the Libertadores. Anyway, we're not in the Libertadores either anymore because we lost in the second round to the Real River Plate. We got through the group, which I think we'd already covered before. Yeah, the groups had finished before the intermediate tournament started, and then we've just had the second round here and lost both games quite comfortably. They were slightly edged the first game. We probably could have been value for a draw in that one. We lost 2-1, and then the away leg, we just kind of capitulated a little bit. We could have probably nabbed a goal, but they were definitely the better side and deserved it over the two legs. We are through to the fourth round of the Copa URUGUAY, which is all good, well and good, and we're into the final stages of the league now. So we just need to win this and win the playoff, and then we're done with Uruguay. You can kind of see so far that Rodriguez got 17 goals. He's top goal scorer. Luz is already up there with 16. Alvarez has got 10 as well. So they're the three guys who are basically rotating through the striker position. Wage-wise, we've still got loads of wages, but if you look here, this guy wanted. We have managed to not sell players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7, if not more, players have had offers on them this summer transfer window. We managed to just about hang on. We have had to sell. There's a load. We have had to sell one player, which is annoying. Werner Silva, left winger. We're going to have to survive without him, but he's gone to Al Batin in Saudi Arabia for nearly 7 million. It met his release clause, so we couldn't do anything about it. We are hanging on to the rest of the players for the rest of the season. Finance-wise, we are up into a positive balance, but don't believe it. There's loads of debts going around. Got 31 million in debt as well. Wage budget is still ridiculous. We're committed to 400k, and we've got a wage budget of 265. So if we don't win the league this season, I'm going to get sacked and we're going to go into administration probably. But that's the situation as we go through mid-season now. We're going to actually finish the season now and go through the closing stage. We've done this 3-part season in Uruguay, very strange. And hopefully we'll be able to clinch the title and complete Uruguay in one season and get out before the bank come calling and close the club down. Right, let's go do it. So the championship in Uruguay came all down to this playoff final game, which we comfortably won. Torres at the back post with a clear goal to put us ahead against Plaza Colonia in the first couple of minutes. And then in the second half, he was involved again, squared it inside, kind of went through everyone, and Gonzalez packed it into the back of the net to get the winner. Alan Torres and Manuel Gonzalez haven't really featured as much in this season as their names potentially suggest in the final, but we won 2-0. We dominated the proceedings. We also won the closing stage, which is how we got to the final quite comfortably. 2 points. We only dropped one game to Liverpool, not that one. Drew a couple of games to Motorcycle Club Talk and Defensa Sporting. I don't think they're actually Motorcycle Club. It's probably Montevideo. Yes, Montevideo City Talk. We beat them. No, we drew with them. Drew with Defensa Sporting. Lost one game to Liverpool. Defensa Sporting also only lost one game, so they finished second. Plaza Colonia hung on to third, which meant in the overall table they ended up third as well. We faced each other in the final because we'd won the both phases. And that's it. We've completed Uruguay, thankfully, because it was an absolute nightmare to try and get through without selling everyone in the summer transfer window. We also won the Copa Uruguay final 3-0. Exercising the demons from last season, obviously before I joined, where Penarol lost 4 or 5 games in a row to Defensa Sporting and lost both the league and the cup to them. Absolute domination again. Nicolas Rodriguez involved. Alvarez getting the first goal quite early on in the first half once again. Hitting them early and often is how we've kind of gone through the season. Back post header from Martinez. Took 2 attempts at it. Took 2 bites at the cherry, but got the second goal. And then to close things out in the final few minutes, Rodriguez and Alvarez linking up nicely. Ball in. Rodriguez getting his 26th, I believe, goal of the season, which puts him as top goal scorer, the 31-year-old. Man of the match in the final as well. 31, but he's off. He's leaving. That's a spoiler. He's leaving at the end of the season. But so am I, so it doesn't matter. But he has took the golden boot of the club, I guess. If we go and have a look at the squad stats. 26 goals for him. 24 for Luz. and 20 for Alvarez. Overall average rating-wise, ignore him because he's only played one game. It was Rodriguez, Luz, and then Manuel Gonzalez getting in quite a few good performances off the bench. Ishmael Martinez also getting a real strong average rating. Basically, we've dominated Uruguay. If we look at here, we've lost 5 games, a couple of those in the Libertadores. Drawn 9, 139, 73% win percentage, bumps us up nicely. 2 trophies, a cup and a league in just 312 days, and we can leave Uruguay and run before everyone leaves the club, because finances are still terrible. Our wage is out of control, but transfer-wise, lots of things are happening. So, Paul Barreto is off to Atletico Mineiro for 2.4 million. That's money. Basically, we're not going to do on the fly maths. We've raked in 40 plus million for the winter transfer window already, and freed up far too much wage budget. Well, no, probably not too much. We probably still aren't below the actual wage budget, but we got rid of a load of players, even though I'm going anyway, so it's not my problem to try and rebuild. Leandro Alvarez is going for 13.25 million to Altai. A couple of offers in for a lot less than that. That's 2. Another one here. So Walter Delgado is currently discussing contracts with Porto and Benfica for 2.5 million. That's 2.5 million for this guy, defender. He's not too bad actually. Good. Axel Garcia is off to Independiente for up to 4 million. Was hoping for a little bit more for him, but I think because his contract ends in June, we've only got 6 months left of him. We just needed to get rid of him. It's 21k as well. So he's gone, or going rather. Then Eduardo Velázquez is currently negotiating contract with Al Fire for 7.75 million. Again, another good player. We're going to have no good players left. He's gone. Who's next? Ishmael Martinez is currently discussing terms of £12.5 million move to Al Raid. Again, more money. He's our best player, our right winger. And then finally, I think we've already covered him as well. So Nicolas Rodriguez for 4.2 million for Al Nassr. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players for 45 million potential transfer income. It's not bad, really, is it? I don't think any of those moves, that 13.25, will count for me, though, because I'll be gone before it actually happens. And if we look here, that would be my highest fee received, because Werner Silva from earlier this season was the highest fee I received. But never mind, we can't have them all. It would bump up the transfer value of sold players up above 100 million. But again, you can't have everything, because we can now leave Uruguay after dominating, getting a double. Didn't do well enough in the Libertadores, to be honest, but we got poor draw as we faced River Plate. So you can't really, again, you can't have everything. But that is our current journey in South America complete, because the next nations we're going to are in Asia. So before we leave, let's have a quick look at the job. No, we don't want all of those. Job, no, not assistant manager. Manager and just club. Currently, Ulsan in Korea are the only club available. Oh, that might be good. They're predicted first, currently 4th. And they are dominant past champions. How much of the league season is left? I don't know, actually. This is the first actual year we've had it. So teams play 38 games. Okay, so there's only 1 game left in the season, and they have been sacking their manager. Right, that might be where we're going to. That we could be having a quick turnaround here. So that's good to know. Obviously, we've got Korea, Japan, and China as the leagues available, but we're not doing them in any particular order, because I probably would have taken China first and worked up a little bit. But if Ulsan is available in Korea right now, we might try and go there. It could potentially be too late to start applying for the job. But we are going to resign immediately from Penarol. It's been fun in Uruguay. Well, it's not. It's been painful because of the financial situation and the wage budget. But we are now stepping down once again for a 400th time at a club. We are out of South America. We're looking at the job centre. We are going to apply for the job at Ulsan. And, well, we'll apply now. Let's go for it. Let's apply. Hopefully they won't turn around and say it's too late. No, they haven't. They're going to give us an interview. Excellent. Right. Thank you for watching. Uruguay will be back next time, hopefully with Korea in completing Football Manager. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and the series so far. It's been a long one. Thanks for watching. See you then.